I wanted to show you the things that I do. There are specific drinks that I use throughout the day. I did have a heart attack, and so I have to be very careful of my blood pressure. I'm on no medications at all. And so I like to keep my blood flowing through the body the way it needs to, you know, unclog the pipes, so to speak, right? So I wanted to show you the shirt that I got at the thrift store. That is the cutest thing. I love it. It's supposed to be one of those ugly shirts. And it actually is named something about boy you look ugly today. See the, can you see that? Anyway, look at, see that? Isn't that the cutest thing anyway? So I love this shirt. I just love it. It's got little lights that go in the attics. And there's a little, what do you call it? Like a little battery pack right here in the pocket. I don't want to take it out because it's really hard to get back in, but it's a little battery pack with like the little round batteries, and you can turn this on. However, the batteries are dead. It's a secondhand shirt, right? Think about it, right? Okay, so I've treated a lot of my lesions, and I've covered them up just for the sake of the video. These ones are almost healed, so I'm cool with that. Thank you to the good Lord up above. And anyone who maybe did a little prayer for me, okay? But I'm going to show you the drinks that I make. I do three drinks during the day. The first one that I do is, because I have a cancer, I have that cancer cell rushing around my body trying to find a way to hang on, right? And so a lot of the times at nighttime, I will get a hot flash. And that's I'm not in menopause. I'm 65 years old, okay? To be honest with you, I never went through menopause. I remember ever having a hot flash. I did have mood swings, but no hot flash. Okay, so I forgot where I was taking this. Okay, so yeah, so I kind of get, when I go to bed at night, sometimes I get like my body just gets really hot. And it could be, I mean, all of us are like this, right? We're aging, we go through these hot flashes. And I spoke to some ladies at the dollar store, and they said that's normal. But for me, this is the way I'm taking it, because this is my journey, right? So at nighttime, when I get those hot flashes, they usually last for about 20 minutes, but I have come up with a solution. So what I do is I make some lemon water, and I take it to my bed with me at night. And when I feel a hot flash, I will take a drink. And I've been noticing that as soon as I take that drink, it's about 10 minutes later and no more. I'll go right back to sleep, and there's no issues at all, right? But what I'm thinking is that my body is depleted of vitamin C. I don't eat a lot of oranges. My budget doesn't accommodate that. But I try to get vegetables, those type of things that are rich in vitamin C, okay? I try to get that. But not always. I can't always afford it. Can't always accommodate that extra cost, right? So this works perfect. This is real lemon. This is not fake lemon. This is not lemon. It's got sugar added to it. And I got it from the dollar store, right? Now, how much was it at the dollar store? Because sometimes dollar store, it's not $1. It's like $2, $3, right? But well worth the cost. So I get this. Then I boil my water. I drain it. I boil it, I filter it like 2 or 3 times. I let it cool down on the stove, and the first sediment is usually the calcium and the crap that comes from the pipes. I live in a city, right? So I'm going to show you what it looks like after I have cleaned it. So this is what it looks like, clear as clear can be. Okay, but when I first do it, okay, when I first boil it and cool it down, I'm going to show you what it looks like. Hopefully you can see it. I will hold it. I gotta try not to move it too much. Can you see the film floating around on the top? Yeah, you can. See right there? See the film? And that's what it looks like, right? Right. So that is the calcium in the sediments from the pipes. Okay. After I empty the water into the container, and I use a filter. I'm not rich, so I have to improvise. So I've been using a very fine coffee filter. And this is very, very fine. And so I find that when I clean it, there's a gray sediment that goes in the filter, right? So I wash that out. But the pot also gets calcium that kind of clings to the side of it. And the only way to get that clean And if you have pots that have calcium, a lot of buildup of calcium around the edge, the inside of the pot, use vinegar. A little bit of vinegar in the water and boil it. Yeah, you can boil it or you could just leave it sit there in the vinegar water overnight. You wake up in the morning and that pot is going to be like brand new. Okay, so that's one little trick I use. So you have to kind of be frugal when you live on a budget. You have to be very frugal. Frugal Mary. Okay, so this is clean. See how beautifully clean that is? Okay, now I'm going to take, I don't use glassware, although I do have a few left from the years of raising kids. I like to use these because then I don't have to have a lot of dishes that I take from place to place, right? So, mason jars. I fill up the mason jar to about there. See that? Look how beautifully clean that is. Okay. Then I take this and I usually put like a tablespoon of lemon juice in the water, about a tablespoon. And I don't measure. I don't. So it could be more than a tablespoon. Maybe I should check. I'll check. We'll check just to be what's it like appropriate. Okay, here we go. Here's the tablespoon. Let's try it. Oh no, it's going to be more than a tablespoon. Okay, so that's 1 tablespoon. I'm going to put 2 tablespoons in. Okay. And then, tons and tons of mason lids, okay? So, I'm going to put, and at nighttime, I will put this beside my bed with one of my metal straws, right? So at nighttime when I get the hot flash, which I'm getting right now, so I'm going to take them full. It could be because I'm wearing a heavy sweater. Yeah, and it's raining out. Okay, so here. Well, I drank about a quarter of it because I'm thirsty. But it's vitamin C. It's not going to hurt you. This stays beside my bed all the time, all the time. So the next thing that I do is I have another jar. And because I had a heart attack and I had strokes, okay? I have to keep my blood flowing, right? I have to keep the pipes unclogged. And I can't take aspirin. I don't take aspirin. Aspirin will thin my stomach, like causes so many problems. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it. What I'm doing is a holistic method. I use cayenne. Cayenne. Okay, so I take the cayenne and I take a small spoon. Okay, it's a teaspoon. And I think I'm going to put, usually I put a teaspoon, but I'm only going to put a half a teaspoon. Half a teaspoon. So this is, when I fill this with water, I fill it to about, well, just so it's not too strong looking, like not too dark. I will fill this up as much as I deem fit and give it a taste, okay? And before, I used to wake up in the middle of the night and I'd feel tightness in my chest and I would be afraid for having another stroke. And since I started doing this, and I've been doing this for about a year, I take 1 mouthful before I go to bed at night. And that protects me right through the night. So it keeps my blood flowing the way it needs to flow right through the night. So my body can accommodate, you know, healing itself, okay? And breaking down the food that I've eaten and things like that. So let's do that. So here's the water. And I'm going to fill it up. I think maybe this one I can fill up to about 3/4 full, okay? Simple that. Then I take the spoon, and you're going to see the change in the color, okay? And this is what I do. Don't believe me? Watch me. Watch. 3 mouthfuls, so about 1/4. Now, that one I have to put a lid on also. Okay. This one sits right beside my bed, right beside the lemon water, right? So it's basically my medicine. I take it to bed with me. This is for the hot flashes, the vitamin C, and this one is for keeping my blood flowing, my circulation. Okay, so two important things. However, there is a third one that I'm going to start utilizing. And the reason why is because when I started to get a lot of the cancer lesions on my face and between my toes and even in my arms, I get them. And I had one on my breast. And if you look back, you'll see that video. It was terrifying. It was really, really terrifying. It was on my breast, and melanomas can jump. I mean, they can travel, right? And the first place, it'll go to the closest place first, right? So my breast, I was terrified. Anyway, when I was going through that, I started to drink ashwagandha, not only for it to lower my cortisol, which is a stress hormone, but protect me from cancer, the cancer cells and the things that are floating around my body, okay, that have not been killed. I mean, I've got free radicals floating around my body, but I never utilized chemo or radiation therapy for anything, ever, at all, ever. The only thing that I have utilized is apple cider vinegar, baking soda, iodine, potassium iodide, I should say, and the cayenne. Mm-hmm. And I came upon a thing called ashwagandha. And I used it for my stress. But I also found that when I was drinking the ashwagandha regularly, every morning I would drink 1 glass, okay? And this is my glass. So this is about 1.5 cups. 1 glass of ashwagandha and water. And I would put 1 tablespoon, 1 teaspoon of ashwagandha in 1.5 cups of water. And I would drink it down in the morning, every morning. And so I'm going to start to do that. I was able to purchase ashwagandha. The store where I buy it, they have changed brands, so they've changed where they buy it. And so they give it in a plastic container. I like these ones. You get more, and it's a lesser cost, okay? And it's magnificent. It's absolutely phenomenal. They sell the gummy bears. I don't like that. They sell the capsules. I don't like to have to open up a capsule and then throw the capsule in landfill, okay? But this, it'd be nice to buy it in bulk if they had it at the bulk food store, but they don't. They have this. This is what I bought from the East Indian store. Amazing. This is like a miracle root, okay? So first thing I'm going to do is I have to open it. I'm almost heartbroken opening it because this is the last one I have left and I can't find the other one. So I don't know what I did with that. Okay, so I'm going to store this in a glass jar, a clean glass jar. So I store it in a clean glass jar. And I don't have any glassware. I don't have any glasses. So I'm going to use my measuring cup. The things I do on YouTube, like really. A measuring cup. Okay, so I also have, if I can find them, a pestle and a mortar, but I have one of these little doohickeys. It's like a little scoop, okay? And I don't know where I got it, but it works amazing. So if you're getting spices, something like this would be amazing because it gives, I think it gives, we'll see. I'm going to try it. See how much it gives. I think this thing here gives a little bit more than what I take because I only take a teaspoon, but I want to measure it. So that's a teaspoon. Yeah, it might. Okay, look. So that's a teaspoon. So it's about that much of it. That's a teaspoon, right? So I'm going to take a teaspoon and I'm going to put it in my measuring cup. You need a straw when you do this, a straw. I don't care if it's a paper straw, but I use a metal straw because I don't like to put a lot of plastic in the landfill. And they do have those paper straws, and they're compostable, but they're a pain in the ass. Okay, so ashwagandha, and then I'm going to fill it up to about a cup and a half. And the good thing about this is I find that I don't drink a lot of water during the day. Sorry, just seems a little dark. I don't drink a lot of water during the day, and so it shows in my skin. My skin dehydrates very fast. It gets really, you can tell I'm 65, just put it that way, right? It just gets really deep lines, especially here. I lost 78 pounds. And so here, my smile lines from my youth, and they are smile lines, those three things there on both sides right there, okay? They get so deep, I look like 80, right? So drinking the water and the ashwagandha in the morning is kind of like a reminder to hydrate. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. The things I do. So about a cup and a half of water. Or if you miss the mark, a cup and a third. Okay, so now I'm going to take my spoon and I'm going to mix it around. And it doesn't necessarily dissolve right away. Like it takes a while to dissolve. So if you're in a hurry, you can drink it lumps and all. But if you're not in a hurry, you could leave it in here and let it kind of like dissolve into the water. And then drink all of it, right? So it does take a while to dissolve. I mean, it's like putting sand in water. It doesn't taste as bad though. It tastes worse. Okay, so it's dissolved fairly good. And it's not the prettiest taste. So you can put cinnamon in it too though. What I do is, if you don't breathe through your nose, it's the weirdest thing. I can do it, but nobody else can that I know. So you're drinking something, but you're not really breathing through your nose. You're stopping your nose from smelling. If you're not smelling something, you're not going to taste it. You know what I mean? So here. I can basically, I've never seen anyone else be able to do that. I can literally stop myself from smelling something while I'm doing it. Like while I'm drinking it, I don't smell it, and it just goes down. Like, weird, eh? Am I weird? Am I the only one can do that? I don't know. I've never really asked anybody. I'm just kind of weird, I guess. What can I say? Wow. So I really actually have a crap load of dishes to do underneath that pan, but I hid it. You don't have to know everything. I absolutely love this shirt. I love the colors. I want to get the lights fixed so I can see the lights. Yeah, it's supposed to, well, it says it's an ugly shirt, right? It says, boy, do you look ugly today. That's the name of the shirt. I take it off and show it to you, but I'm not going to do that. I'm almost done. Here we go. Ugh. Done. Now, I don't suggest you drink it like that. Don't do that. Get a straw because it tastes like shit. It really does, but it works. But you can also take the powder and you can sprinkle. If you don't like that, you can sprinkle the powder on if you have spaghetti. It all depends on your taste buds. Yeah, I like to drink it. It's faster and more efficient. But you can sprinkle it in your food. Mix it up in your food. You can put it in yogurt. You can put it in kefir. You can put it in whatever food, spaghetti sauce, whatever it is that you're having, you can actually mix it in. And I will go through this very quickly. So I'm going to have to find another place to buy some because the ones that she sells are in a plastic container. I don't want the plastic container. Okay. Next thing I got to do, if I can find, sorry, I got to go behind you. You're on the fridge. Okay, hang on. Marker. And I love these because I can mark on the sides or I can mark on the top and it comes off real easy. So, ashwagandha. I have to divide the word up because it's so long. Like, yeah. So I'm going to put it on here in case someone comes and they think that they can do it. Okay, so it's 1 teaspoon to 1.5 cups of filtered water. Right? Just to be efficient. Okay? So far you've got the cayenne water for my circulation and keep my blood flowing and get rid of those the buildup of plaque, and the vitamin C from the lemon juice, okay, for my hot flashes. Okay, so the next thing I do, I don't have internet, so today I went to the library, and because I got up really early, and today I got up at like 5. I think it's because of that hour change. Anyway, and my cat's so patient. He just waits there for me, just waits for me to feed him. He's just so patient. Anyway, so I got up early, and I had to go to the library. And when I get up early, like I only eat 1 meal a day, and so I don't eat until 2 o'clock, right? And so I got up early, and of course my body sugars and my body's metabolism is just getting back in balance, and so I do my stretches and my sit-ups and all that. Today I did not do my wall push-ups. I have to do them, but in order to balance all that and to balance my blood sugars first thing in the morning, right? Because I will not take any type of insulin or sugar, and I am not diabetic. I'm not. It's my body's way of maintaining its balance. You need the sodiums and you need the sugars. You need those things in your body. But when you take raw sugar, okay, you're basically feeding whatever cells are in your body that are, going nuts. You're feeding those cancer cells. They're like, whoa, we're getting a treat today. Let's go get it, right? So I don't use sugar. I don't use sugar. But my body has natural sugars. There's natural sugars in food. And so in the morning when I wake up, my body's using the sodiums in my body and the sugar in my body to balance me out. You have to have a little bit of both. It's called electrolytes. Yeah. So your way of dealing with your health will be completely different from mine. And I'm sure I can picture this. I could just picture this. Some doctor watching this video and saying, oh, that girl is crazy. I hope people aren't listening to her. Don't listen to me. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a nurse. None of that. No, I'm not a holistic practitioner. I am a holistic follower. Yeah. And this is my investigation into my health. So this is what works for me, okay? And this product works for me. I buy it because I got up this morning, okay, I kind of went off track there, but I got up early this morning. My blood sugars were I wasn't really balanced yet. My body was still waking up, right? So yesterday, I went to the store and I bought some ginger root. I bring it home and I dehydrate it. I should have had all this ready to show you, but I'm going to show you now. So I dehydrate it. I cut it into almost French fry slices, and then I have a dehydrator that I got for free from a neighbor who was moving. Hang on. So this is a dehydrator. It's one of the cheaper brands, but it works like a charm. So I cut the ginger root into French fries, right? Almost into French fries, but really, really thin, right? I slice it sideways and cut the ginger very, very thin, and then I put it in the dehydrator. And this is what comes of it. What did I do with it? This is what comes of it. Oh, I'm telling you, the things I do. Okay, so it comes like this. That's how it turns, and it's dry. And then I chew it. I chew it till it breaks down to fiber, and then I swallow it. Simple as that. You couldn't get any more natural than that. This is the best blood sugar balance in my life ever. If I eat a meal that has a lot of white products in it, like noodles or rice or elbow macaroni like I love, spaghetti noodles, if I overindulge, about a half hour later, I'm going to have a sugar rush. It's going to go up and then go poof, right? My body's natural way of trying to break things down. And so I will take some of this, and it helps in that process. And so I'm not going to become diabetic. I'm able to keep my blood sugars maintained. And so that's what I do. And I also put it in a jar. But I go through it so fast. Yeah. So this morning when I went to the library, back to my story, I took some of these in baggie. And then when I'm using the computer at the library, I can literally go in there and grab a couple and chew them. Simple as that. I used to take this with me when I went on my 8-kilometer walks, that I have since had to stop because of some situations that took place in my environment. So, but this is another one of the things that I do that helps my health, okay? It is hot, so be very careful. You can also put cinnamon. When you're dehydrating it, sprinkle cinnamon or nutmeg or anything, any spice that you like to put in your foods. You can sprinkle on this and give it a different taste because it is very hot. Okay, so the reason why it's in the jar, and the reason why I put this little doohickey in it, is because I want them to stay dried. I don't want them to be wet, because if I put these in water, they would literally get pliable again. I don't want that. I want them like this so I can chew and get the juices out while I'm chewing it, and then I just swallow the fiber. So anytime you get something where they're trying to keep the moisture out of it, whether it be electronics, whether it be glassware, whether it be plasticware, whatever it may be, okay, you get these little pooches. And it says, do not eat. Well, I don't eat them. I save them. I save them. Okay, let me show you. I'm pretty sure I have some. I put them in my coffee. I put them in my powder. This is oatmeal muffin mix. And you notice I have one in here. So I keep that in there, and it keeps it from the food from getting a moisture in it and getting ruined, right? So I have to be frugal. I have. I'm going to show you my cupboards and you'll understand why. Most of those are mason jars, but I do save a lot of my glassware. And that's the reason. I live in an apartment building, and you can't always count on your neighbors to be spotless. You can't always count on your neighbors to put their garbage out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I keep all my food in containers. Anyway, those are the products that I utilize. Those are the things that I do to keep my health up, to safeguard my health at night when I go to bed. Definitely, this is the best of the best. Ashwagandha is great for your cortisol level. If you're someone who's got high blood pressure, you're someone who has high cholesterol, if you're someone who has, like me, has cancer, ashwagandha helps to battle those things, okay? I'm not saying it's a cure-all. I'm not. What I am saying, though, it is something that you can put in your arsenal of weapons that you need to take care of your health and to provide that safety net for yourself. And that's what I do. So ashwagandha works for me, and I sing its praises no matter what. So I shall see you on the next video, and I am going to have a cup of tea because I already had my one coffee, and I love it. I got it at the junk store, thrift store, not junk, thrift. Look at glass, and it's got a little kind of like a filter, so I can make my own tea. I can go and I can buy the herb tea, or I can buy it in bulk and then I can make my own tea, and it saves you a lot of money, you know, so it's hard to figure out how to put it back on. Oh, here. Like that. It's backwards. Isn't that the coolest thing ever? Yeah. I think I paid $1 for it. Like, you can't beat it. So I'll see you on the next video. I'm going to go and make myself some tea. And someday we're going to do a video about how I can make my own tea. Dry my leaves right from the beginning. We'll go right from the beginning right to the end. So I'll see you in the next video. Namaste. Bye.